morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Jade, and this is the Rant. And today we're going to be talking about the persistence of time. Not the Anthrax song, but time itself. Hello and welcome. My name is Jade and this is the Rant. And I hope you're doing okay. It's a Monday morning here in Australia and the start of a brand new week, which means time is of the essence. Time, another week of running against the clock, another week of being a slave to the clock that continuously ticks, never stops in its march forward to nowhere, essentially. But we've all got to get things done within that time frame or we're in trouble, aren't we? We're always in trouble if we don't get things done in that time frame because it is relentless. It is like that bitch that just won't shut up, isn't it? You know that one? You've all had one, be it a male bitch or a female bitch. We all know that bitch. We've all had one where it's just like, shut up, please, give me a minute to think. That's time, isn't it? Just relentless. But the problem is with time, it doesn't put out. So there you go. What's going on, folks? We'll say hello and then we'll get into some chatty. Gary's here, but he's got to do the hockey thing, yeah, for the last time this season because tick-tock, time, you know? He's got to do all these things in time or else he'll be in trouble. Ali, thank you. Have a good show. I'll do my best. My best. Ed B. Metal's got the time tick in his head. Time got time tick in his head. Time tick in his head. Sure does. Thomas Christ, howdy do. Who else? Balls. That's all you get now, just balls. Doug Kidder, hello. Who else? Sorry. I've just woken up, folks. FPCs, Fat Panda Cats in the house. Balls and guitars, hello. Who else before we move forward? Joe Glenn. Did you get your song last night? I hope you got your song. I said everybody got their codes from Patreon. Everybody got their shit from Patreon yesterday. Lots of codes to give away, lots of songs to master and do all that stuff. That's all done because I was time. This is where these ideas come from, folks. They're not like I don't sit here and like put a lot of thought into this shit last night while I was doing the Patreon stuff I had to do before I went to bed. I was like, you know what? I really want to be in bed right now. I don't want to deal with this. But you know what? The time was ticking and you got to do it within a time frame so you can get to bed and all that jazz. So it got me thinking about time and how we're a slave to it. We're more of a slave to it than anything else. And why does it exist? I don't know. I'm sure there's a reason. And Jenny Jolivet, I hope Ron got my email about the song too. I had to listen to it back, you know, and it sounded heaps different in cans and I had to change my perception. Don't always mix your songs in headphones, folks. If you got access to monitors, trust me, do it. Get some monitors. It'll make a world of difference. You don't need to do it, but it's a good option. Hugh Caldwell, good to see you, Hugh. I hope you're feeling okay. Hi, Brad, if you're watching out. I don't even know if Brad's watching. Give us a cough if you're watching, Brad. He's watching. I heard him yell. I heard him moan from the couch. He's watching. Mateusz Pekowski, g'day. Queen Savage Alpha Mama, hello. You all done doing your hellos? Everyone done their hellos? All right. Shall we get into it? Because time is of the essence. What is time? Time exists. There we go. And that's the end of the show. I'll see you all later. No, we can't do that. We've got to talk about time. Time exists. It's a way to measure and make sense of change. That's it in a nutshell. It's a fundamental dimension that allows us to describe motion, causality. What else? Sequences of events. Without time, there would be no before or after, would there? It would just be constantly in the now, I guess. Is this true? It's way too early. My brain hurts. It'd just be static, unchanging existence. It'd just be like that creek down beside my house that every time I go down there, they tell me it's flowing water, but it's not moving. It definitely, and it smells like it's not moving either. So if we didn't have time, everything would be like the creek behind my house. Stink like crap, wouldn't it? From the human perspective, time helps us organize our lives. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? Yeah. Time helps us organize our lives and set goals and understand the past. Understand the past. How's that going at the moment? It helps us understand the past. That's why we've got Nazis. Time's really helping us understand the past, isn't it? It's so funny, you just want to cry. Understand the past, the present, and the future. Well, time is certainly helping me understand that at the moment. Because time is, obviously, we're not learning anything from the past. So the future sounds like shit. So time's really doing a great job at the moment, isn't it? It is also deeply tied to our perception, as our brains process in a linear fashion. So our brains apparently need this thing called time. Our brains wouldn't be able to cope without time. I guess we wouldn't be able to cope without being born into a slavery system either. Is that correct? So it's very interesting. But whether time exists as a fundamental reality or it's just a concept we impose on the universe, it's still an open question in philosophy and physics. Some theories suggest that time is an emergent property of the universe rather than a standalone entity. What I can guarantee you is that there never seems to be enough of it. And in those fleeting moments when no matter what age, I guess when you're younger too, let's go back in time. See what I did there? Ooh la la. Funny cunt. Hi, Pete Johns. Pete John says, I just want some time travel already. Back to the Future lied to me. Mate, I don't want to I don't want to like break your brain and really ruin your day, but I don't think we're going to discover time travel. I think we're too busy being working on fascism at the moment. I don't think there's enough time in the day as a species to put into something like time travel. And anyway, what would we learn from time travel? We'd just go back, right? We'd get back there and go, oh, this stuff's pretty bad. Anyway, back to the real world where I forgot what I just said 2 minutes ago. Hey. Does time really matter anymore with the way people don't remember anything or just like have, the ability to just, this is so boring, flick. People just aren't so impatient to watch through something. You know, I'm not saying I'm not these people as well too. I'm super impatient. Brad's seen from his time here, I'll put something on YouTube on my TV, and if it doesn't grab me in the first few seconds, I'll leave it playing, but then open another tab and start looking for something else in case this thing doesn't like pick up soon. And most of the time it doesn't for me, and I have to move on. But I'm very impatient when it comes to entertainment. You better entertain me quickly, or I'm out the fuck there, because I don't have time to sit down and watch rubbish. But when we're younger, it seems like there was plenty of time to do things, isn't it? Oh, that's right. No responsibilities. I see. That's the thing I always forget about being a kid. Well, I forget about it being a kid myself, but I don't forget about it like having a kid. Because when you've got a kid, those people in the room who've got a child, you know that time exists, don't you? Time really exists when you've got a child, and the lack thereof. But when you are a child, time just does not exist, doesn't it? What foolish stuff is Pete writing here that people are laughing at? I've got to catch up on. It's too early. We'd really that we don't want to make things like the old. Well, hey, the old days, the good old days. Come on, don't knock the good old days. Every time I hear somebody say that, the good old days, I just think, what? There's never a time when I've thought about the word the good old days in relation to time and thought, wow, fuck, all those images I've seen growing up of the good old days just seem so awesome, and wow. People freaking out over the length of a skirt. Punching women being okay. There's so much about the good old days which is bullshit, isn't it? Fucking hell. While we're on the good old days, let's call it as it is. The good old days is a term that assholes use where they used to be able to get away with lots of dumb shit. Really horrible shit. And they just want to go back to being cunts. That's all it is. It's not the good old days. There was nothing good about fucking families sitting around the radio sharing a bowl of animal fat. There's nothing good about it at all. Anyway, when you're young and you're a kid, time is, there's so much of it. You want it to just fucking click forward, don't you? You're like, oh man, when are we gonna, like, it's that old adage of the kid in the car with the parents and they're driving somewhere. Are we there yet? 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 That is a representation of how a child's mind works in relation to time. It's just fucking, come on, can we get there? Can we hurry up? Come on, come on. Are we there yet? I've got to get there to do this thing. And, yeah, time seems to be less and less. And even in my teens, I just remember being able to do so little and relax so much and go, oh, man, I was always waiting for time. I was the one waiting for time, and would be like, oh, this thing's coming up and I can't wait for it to happen. I'm so excited. And now I just look at time at the age of, fuck, am I 53? Now I look at time and just go, really? It's that close, that thing that I have to do? Really? And I've got to fit in all those other things in between that time? That's awesome. I can't wait for that. That means I'll just scratch sleep off and I'll scratch dinner off for today because I don't need to fucking eat, do I? And, yeah. So Thomas says here, you start to really feel the sand running out of glass at around 40. See, well, we are all different. I've only just started seeing the sand run out in the last couple of years. I don't know why that is. I guess I never think about time. I guess I've never really thought about time too much. I was pretty fucking terrible as reliable person around time. I was always late all the time. I was never on time. Who's on time in the audience? Are you a stickler for being on time when you go to places, when you have a important date to keep? I'm normally not super late, but I'm normally some degree of late, but never a degree enough of being late in relation to time to fuck somebody off. And I am responsible enough to let the people I may be meeting with relation to time that I am running late. Like, that's the worst if you don't tell people. We got it arse up, says Pete. We're supposed to be reducing the time we spend working. Oh, don't even get me started. Like, whoever, like, you have to really admit the people who came up with this slave system that we're in, yeah, they hoodwinked us. They did a good job. You got to admit they really did a good job on us. I mean, do you ever think about the person who signed the deal? Like, who was the main person who went, you know what, let's do this. Let's, every single person that's born, give them a number and we'll put them in a box and then we'll teach them some stuff in that box and we'll move them into a bigger box. And we'll teach them some other stuff in that box. And then once they get out of that box, we'll put them in another box for the next 30 years. And they can do all this shit, waste their life away. And if they fuck up, they're going in the big bad box. And when they get to the age that they can't do anything anymore, that they're like a beat up old racehorse, they're fucked, all their organs are fucked, and you know they're just about time to put out the pasture. Let's give them a small amount of money from their savings and let them struggle to live on it to enjoy the rest of their life in their twilight years. So who the fuck signed that fucking bad deal? You know what it feels like? It feels like a Donald Trump deal. That's what it feels like. It feels like whoever put that deal into place was a fuckwit like Donald Trump. One of those kind of people who's just like, it's a great deal. Everyone's going to be happy with it. And it turns out nobody's happy with it. It sucks. It is just like sucking all the energy out of every single human being. And so by the time, see, there's that word again. By the time they get to the space in their life that they can enjoy themselves, they're pretty much dead. Isn't that fun? Isn't that a good idea? What a cheery old show this is today. Yes, Digital Drew's here. I saw Anthrax title and art and had to see what the rant was about. Well, it's definitely, look, we could do an Anthrax rant. Let's do a mini rant. I can do whatever I want, can't I? Yes, the title is from an Anthrax album, Persistence of Time. It's a decent album. I thought it was better than the album before that, for sure. So let's do a bit of an Anthrax rant. A lot of people don't like Anthrax because of the singer Joey Belladonna, do they? They find him to be quite annoying. And there's been times I've thought Joey Belladonna was very, very annoying, and I was like, can you just like stop whining when you sing? But that was nothing until they got John Bush in. Is that his name? That was the worst Anthrax album ever made. It was like Anthrax tried to become Pearl Jam or some shit like that, and it just sucked so much. It was rubbish. And you know a record's rubbish, right? When the band themselves remove it from being able to be purchased. That's serious. You could not get that album for the longest time, the one with Bush singing on it. And eventually they came to their senses and got Joey Belladonna back in the band because he was the voice. It's like taking James Hetfield out of Metallica. It's like no matter what you think of the vocalist, that voice has become a part of that band. So removing it and putting in some, like, Bush is a great singer, but in a fucking boring old Seattle band. Put him in that shit. Let him do that. But he turned Anthrax into a joke. And thankfully, he left, and Joey Belladonna came back because Anthrax. And I'm sure some people are going to get upset with me, but not be aware of this about Bush. You're wrong. It's like when Dave Navarro joined the Red Hot Chili Peppers. You're wrong. It didn't work. He sucked, right? And that's why John Frusciante came back, because Dave Navarro is not cut out for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. It is what it is, you know? And did you like that side rant? How did we get onto... well, obviously you don't know what we're talking about. You're too busy focused on balls and pricks and, I don't know, stink holes and all the things. So, see, stank, see? That's your thing. And that's what you've got time for. But time... It's only been lately I felt like time is just, there certainly isn't enough time. It feels like it every single day. And today is one of those days. And yesterday was one of those days. And, do you guys think you'll learn anything from time? Do you personally, I'm going to ask the chat, do you feel like you've learned anything from the time that you've been on this earth about yourself and about other people? I feel like I have learned lots of things. I can't recall them all because my brain just isn't that clever enough to recall all the stuff that I've learned, because there's been way too much stuff. And time, unfortunately, makes my brain get stupid and forgetful. And so all the stuff that I've learned, do you reckon this is the reason why lately that humanity's falling into a pit of fascism? That we're all just so stupid that and old because of time that we can't remember, even though we've got one of the biggest referencing tools on the entire planet called Google and YouTube to reference this stuff, just to make sure, you know what, maybe fascism was a really bad thing, and time should have taught us this. But no, it's not a thing that people are recognizing. Time's taught Ali so much. Every past event leads to right now. Wow. But things can change very quickly with time. That's the thing. 1 minute, everything's happy days. And then in the blink of a minute or a second, everything is fucked, isn't it? I don't hate you, Mix Club, but let's make this show all about you. Everybody, we're going to talk about Mix Club for the rest of this show, because he needs us to pay attention to him right now. Are you okay, Mix Club? Can everybody ask Mix Club how he's going? Because time is short. Mix Club, are you doing okay? You all right? Can everybody give Mix Club a hug? Because apparently he thinks I hate him. All right. Well, he's laughing, so we're doing okay then. See, Mix Club, you just took up a whole load of my time there that I'll never get back. But everybody, ask Mix Club how he's going. I'll never get that time back. But look, now you're living in that time, Mix Club. You are living in the moment where everybody is very concerned for your well-being. So enjoy this moment, because time is fleeting. And in another moment, nobody's going to care. We're all going to move on to something else. But that's time, isn't it? You know, 1 minute you're invested in something. 1 minute you can be like having a conversation with somebody and telling them your innermost, darkest secrets of whatever. And the next minute somebody says over the top, within a second of time, they say, geez, that cheese is nice, isn't it? And you've just told them about how you were sexually abused your whole life, and this person is just in an instant of time change the subject to how delicious that cheese is that's on the table. Have you ever been around that? Don't you just want to like fucking throttle that cunt? This is time. In an instant, things can be going really good. Things can be up. Everything's doing really well. And it only takes one tick of a clock and fuck, your whole life can be turned absolutely upside down. And I've seen that this week, right? Sorry, guys, I just didn't want to cough in your ear. Our dear friend, Russ8889, his mum Dot passed away last week. It's changed everything. Right? His whole life is fucking upside down and changed in that instant. And you don't realise how much these events change people's lives and how in that fleeting moment, now everything's upside down. Every single thing is upside down. It feels like the time ahead is going to be really, really fucking hard. And yeah, we've I'm not. I think we've all experienced this kind of thing. You know, I think you at least once have experienced this kind of thing in your life where things are red rosy, everything's rocking along as rocking as they can be. You know. Because not everything is perfect. Fat Panda Cat says, I've learned that time between toilet trips is dependent on what Chinese takeaway I've been to. And age. Age has a part of that. Paul says, I've learned that time sucks and can't believe people want to reincarnate and go through this again. Well, that's the thing. It is Groundhog Day too. Every day you got to get up to the clock and clock into the sun. It doesn't matter what you do though. Like doing YouTube or whatever it is. We've all got some form of responsibility that's got to pay the fucking bills. And when you don't pay the bills, well, time means you're going to spend a lot of time living in the cold and being fucked up. And we're definitely living on borrowed time. Says, well, everything's borrowed now, isn't it? You know what? I'm just going to fucking give up today. It feels like it's the end of the world. I didn't actually plan this one today, but it feels like time. It's ticking in my head. Man, it is the one thing I admit it. So out of everything else that goes on in my stupid little brain, time is the one thing that I am constantly fucking pissed off with. I am constantly angry at it. I'm constantly yelling at time. I'm constantly wanting more of it. I fucking need more. I've given up doing hard drugs and all this stuff that was probably a lot worse for my body, and now I'm addicted to time management. And when I say that, don't get me wrong here, because I spend a lot of time doing nothing. And I think that's very important. I don't mean a lot of time, but I like to just do nothing. I like to just zone out, put something on in the background and not even think about it, have it on in the background, not even listen to it. But I like to just go nowhere and stop, because constantly it feels like as time goes on, everything gets faster. Or is it just this? Here we go. Let's pose this question. Is it just time? Are we getting faster, or is it just we're getting slower and then everything else around us seems like it's getting faster? Does that answer your question there, Barry? I find the older one gets, the faster time goes by. But is it just that we're getting older and slower and all becoming turtles? Turtle. And time's just marching on the same pace as it always has. We're just like slow, old, decrepit. I think it's more that. Keep getting messages about, have I made funeral arrangements? The question is, Barry, have you? Have you made your funeral arrangements? You probably should. I have. Anyway. Pete says, I got obsessed with self-improvement. So, hang on, how does that work? Pete got obsessed with self-improvement. Isn't that like a snake eating its own tail? Did you end up just disappearing? I got obsessed with self-improvement stuff for a while, then realized I was chasing a constantly moving end goal. Now I try mostly to relax. Yes, that is it. You're just sucking on your own tail until you end up eating your own head. That is the thing. Yes, that is the thing. I don't obsess over time. I definitely don't obsess. I'll tell you when I obsess over time the most is when there definitely isn't enough and we're right on the fucking cutting edge of, oh my God, I'm not going to get this thing done. Yay. That's when time really shits me. And have to pay so much debt and being forced to work your life away is a real time killer and life killer, you know. There's a place in the backyard next to the hamster. Well, you know, save money where you can, Barry. If that's what Joe wants for you. Wow. Joe. Hello, Leela. Did I not say hi to Leela? Holy fuck. And Matt. Did I get Matt? I don't know. Don't forget an ad run. Just in time, Pete. Oh, see, there's that word again. I'll tell you what, when you start thinking about time, you start seeing it everywhere. When you don't think about it, you just like want more of it. Isn't it? You just, I'm so rambling today. I do apologize, guys. I'll tell you why. Because there's a lot going on here. We got a really big day today. And I'll tell you about it after I run the ad. Thanks to Pete Johns. Today's show, you may or may not get an ad from YouTube. You can avoid the ad by becoming a YouTube Premium subscriber. But today's ad is presented to you by Pete Johns. Thank you very much, Pete Johns. Let's give a round of applause. Do I? Pete Johns, ladies and gentlemen. You can all blame Pete Johns. It's all his fault. I can't even find it. What the fuck? There it is.
It's full of fucking swearing.
Sorry. It's been a while since I pulled that button out.
It's full of fucking
One
swearing.
more. There we go. I hope it was an ad for bumworm pills. What was I going to say? All right, so we got a lot of shit going on today. Why? Because I've got Brad Example here, and time has been, the time's been great. So don't get me wrong. Having Brad here has been cool, but the time management has been hard for me to do what I normally do because I got somebody else here and we're kind of organizing things around Brad and things to do, and my time management's been shit house, absolutely, and it's grinding on my gears. And I'm a Virgo, so I think about shit a lot and I fucking run over it, and I end up doing a show about time because I'm so pissy about that there's not enough fucking time. But today, so just in relation to time, I've got to finish this stream, and then I've got to pack cameras and pack bags and get everything sorted. And then we're going off to a charter fishing trip today. I know. Who thought that I was going to be going on a charter fishing trip today? But I am, with Brad. And we're going out fishing, and we're going to run a poll on the channel. So if you see a poll come up in the next hour or so, there's going to be 3 of them. One's going to be who's going to catch the biggest fish? Jade or Brad? Who's going to fall in the water? Jade or Brad? I can hear him yelling from the fucking room ideas. But I can't hear what he's saying, because I'm in a soundproof fucking room. But I can hear him. He's like yelling and thinking that it's getting to me, that I can hear it. Like he's got some magical voice that can transpire through all the soundproof foam. It's not working, Brad. Yeah, who fell in? Who fell in the water? So, no, but there'll be 3 polls up that I'll put up after the show. So, but that is huge, right? Because we're going out to go fishing. It's a 5-hour fucking cruise, and it's like an hour to get there and an hour to get back, and then I got to come back and fucking go to work. I'm so pumped. Yeah, oh, he's definitely falling out the boat. And if it's not by accident, well, let's just say, you know, stop. Hey, he's using my account. Get off my account, you little cunt. Look at this guy. Who will catch the first fish, the most fish, and the biggest fish? Who will get seasick first? This guy is taking over my fucking life. I can't wait till he fucking leaves. Get out. Leave. Take your fucking Canadian shit and leave. Get off my computer, you weirdo. Good God. I swear to God, he's assimilating. He's trying to take over my life and become me. Soon it's going to be him here in my studio. Right? It's going to be him here every day appearing in my studio, and I'm going to be out there on pain pills laying there going, "Aah," and he's going to take over the whole show. And they're going to stuff me on an aeroplane and send me back to Canada in the cold. It's happening, folks. This is a takeover. This is Brad trying to remove me from my own. I'm running out of time. I'm running. No, we won't fall out. Will we, Brad? We've got Jesus. All right. So time sucks, but again, what I was talking about before, Brad rudely interrupted on my own account. Hey, G-May, what's going? Great show last night, G-May. Wicked stuff. Constant entertainment for 5 hours, non-stop. Great artist. Just what a killer show. Just awesome. And I loved it. Thought it was great. Even though Brad hijacked my studio again. But time. I'm running out of it. And today is going to be one of those days because we're going to get out there, we're going to fish, and we're going to get back here, and the work ain't going to stop. So I'm probably going to be up until about midnight, and then I've got to do a demo tomorrow. I've got to plan all the rest of this week's shows. And I've got to, do all the things that Brad needs me to do, like do this, do that. We've got to finish this song we've been working on. And the problem is with that, see, here's the other thing. Luckily these days we have, home studios. And we can just do over, yeah? Because let me tell you about recording a song with Brad. I don't hear him yelling yet now. Man, he makes mistakes and then we have to go and fix them the next day. Well, he said, fuck. It's made, Brad, made. Now being a smart ass, you guys aren't going to get it. Anyway. He's listening. He's outside. He's watching it live. So he's watching it live, and yeah, I have a thing with time. I love time. I always have good times with time. I've experienced some great things with my time, but time is a cruel bitch, and she's constantly fucking whipping my ass. And that's really all I wanted to say today. I don't even have anything positive to finish on today. Time seems to be just constantly on my shoulders and it's pissing me off. And I tried to ask ChatGPT on how I can better serve my life with time. And I'm going to do it now. How can I make more time to enjoy my life? Right. Here we go. I love ChatGPT. I love when it gives me some really... And you know what? I'll bet these are all really good. I'm not dicking around. You can't make more time, but you can reclaim it by being intentional with how you spend it. Here's a few ideas to help you enjoy life more. Great. Identify time wasters. Brad, get out. I didn't hear him laugh. Doom scrolling, unnecessary obligations, things that don't serve you. Well, that's nearly everything I watch. Gone. All right, so no watching anything. So there we go. Done. It's all over. Don't watch anything. Say no. Say no to commitments that don't align with your happiness goals. I already do this. I hope many of you are doing this one as well too. Like, say no. It doesn't hurt to say no. If you say yes all the time, you will have so less time. I still do say yes sometimes far too often. Prioritize what matters. Block out time for the things that bring you joy. Music, friends, rest, creativity. I do that. I try and do that. But do you know what the problem is with that? You enjoy those moments way too much, and then time creeps up on you, and then you have to do all the things you don't want to do. There we go. So this is just a big complaint today. Treat personal time like an unbreakable appointment. Yes, indeed. Be present instead of rushing through everything. Slow down and experiencing it fully. Well, somebody thinks I've got enough time to slow down and experience it fully. What do you think about that? Do you have enough time to slow down? Mindfulness helps time feel richer and more fulfilling. Hang on a minute. Define mindfulness. I just want to understand this. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present and engaged in the current moment without judgment. Okay. It means paying attention to your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings with awareness. Well, shit. Apparently, there are people out there who walk around without being present in the moment. I'm looking at you, red hats. Anyway. Streamline responsibilities, batch tasks, emails, errands, editing to free up bigger chunks of time. I do that. It doesn't work. Automate and delegate when possible. Protect your energy. You don't need to fill every moment with productivity. Fucking, you don't say. Sometimes doing nothing is essential. Rest, recharge, and enjoy simple moments. What's something you wish you had more time for? I wish I had more time to enjoy the time I have. Does anybody here take naps? That's the one thing I love this question. Does anybody take naps? I take naps. I try to take naps every day. I have a nap every day because the reason is it's not, I hear this all the time, you're getting old and you're becoming your grandparents and stuff. That's not the case. It's because a lot of us work, some of us work until like the wee hours of the morning because you've got deadlines and you've got things to do. So you get to bed by 1, 2 in the morning. You need a nap during the day because you're not getting enough sleep. Well, you find this funny. Guess what, everybody? The young guy thinks it's funny that people need naps. Well, guess what here? You will need them soon too, Mateusz Prokowski. So don't even laugh at the side of your mouth with that shit. Okay? So we're coming for you, turtle boy. So I got a response from ChatGPT. That's deep, and I totally get it. Sometimes, even when we have free time, it slips away without feeling truly enjoyed. Maybe it's about quality over quantity and not just having more time, but making the time you do have feel richer, slower, and more meaningful. Richer, slower, and more meaningful. So let's go back here. Time exists as a way to measure and make sense of change. So I've got to make that more meaningful. Be intentional. Decide how you want to spend your time instead of letting it get filled randomly. I do that, man. Create space for slowness. Enjoy little things like your morning coffee. I do that every day. Look at this. I've got my morning coffee, and like every morning, There it is, half full and cold. So that's how you enjoy your morning. Ever feel guilty for taking long naps? Never. Never. Do you feel guilty for taking long naps, Digital Drew? I guess I don't have anybody to answer to about taking long naps. I just take long naps. And if I wake up and I've had a long nap, there's nobody in my life that I have to explain myself to. And you know who you are out there if you're watching this, love of my life. Don't get any ideas about moving in here. Ever. Okay? I'm really happy with the current situation that we have. Oh, shit. Did I just do that on live? Well, I'll be living in the doghouse for a little while now. Anyway, Mateusz says something or other. Pause. Nothing worse than taking a nap that turns out into 4 hours of sleep and then you have to run around and catch it still alive again. Yeah, that's true. It's not that I need them already, but my kids, see, yeah. Look, kids, man. I said that at the beginning. Kids. They're hard work. They are really hard work. And that moment when they leave the house, you know how they say, oh, don't worry, when they leave the house, you get your life back. You don't. Don't. Listen, you don't. You never get your life back, ever. You will always be a slave to those children, always, even when they're 35 and you're on your deathbed. They will. It never ends. Right. Anyway, let me just set this nuclear bomb off. You're all going to die, and that's the end of the show. Oh, shit. I lost something here. Am I still live? Am I still live? Something's happened here, and I can't work out what. No, it's not that. Yeah, but I've got no screen. I can't see anything. I've lost my screen. I can't see anything. I don't know what to do. There we are. We're back. What a day it's been. Sorry. Just so you can see what happened here. See this big screen up here? All the screen stuff up here. All this just went off. All this just went off. So I don't know why, but we got it back. Anyway, I was hiding. I was trying to get to the all the controls are under my desk. We get back the last 60 seconds. Absolutely not. You know why? Because this show is free. All you got to do is hit the thumbs up, and that pays for this, whatever it is you watched. Yeah, I hit the. You're right, Thomas. I clicked the arrow left to HDMI, and it switched to another HDMI channel on my amplifier. Good stuff. So that was 60 seconds you'll never get back. But kids, man, I swear to God, they will grind your time down. They constantly will, even when they do the good stuff, even when they get their life together, because you still do worry about them, and that worry takes up heaps of time. Time, man, there just isn't enough of it. Time. I wish I had, you know why? If I had an extra 6 hours in a day, I'm sure I would use all that up anyway. So there's no point really complaining about all this. This has just been an exercise in me getting up in the morning and whinging about nothing, because nothing can change. Time is of the essence. It's fleeting. It has so many sayings. There's songs about it. You can't fight it. It's always constantly moving forward, and you have to, or you'll get left behind and end up homeless and all that stuff. But if you do end up homeless, at least you can crawl out of that hole and pick your life back up, because I've proven it myself and done it too. You know what? I'm just going to get out of here because, I'm running out of time. We've got to go fishing today, and that's going to take up a lot of time today. So I thought I would go ahead and finish today with a song. And I tried to quickly find a song about time, but I couldn't. So, and I was wondering, does Pete Johns have a song about time? He probably does. But then I found this thing that popped up when I was looking for time. And on the thumbnail, it had a big clock. And that was enough for me, because that's the way I roll. What's coming up this week on the show? I'm sorry about today's show, because here's the punchline I've been waiting to say all day. I think I've just wasted all your time today. So hopefully you can move forward from this and go and do something more fulfilling with your time than watching me sit here blather on about time. Because I'm sure there's... Oh, that's the thing. That was the song. I'm sure Pete's got some song about time. I don't know. Time, TikTok. What's it called? TikTok, tickety talk. Oh, fuck, it's so hard. Pete Johns. Oh, yeah, he does have. Look at that. It's called Murdering Time. There we go. Who would have thought that Pete Johns has a song called Murdering Time? I would never have guessed it. I'm pretty sure I did design that artwork for the cover for you as well, too. Oh, all right, guys. I'm sorry that I've wasted your time today, but I needed to waste some time because that's what we do here every Monday morning with the rant. I do have some really good rants planned over the next couple of weeks, some really cool information about copyright and all this kind of stuff coming up, but I've been putting those aside and putting a bit of time into those, so today was just a chance. Oh, yeah, Time McFlies as well. So Pete's got a bunch of songs about time, yeah? And, that's, I'll tell you what, when you go and do a Google search and look for songs about time, there's a heap of songs about time. Time is almost as essential. I think it is as essential as love. There's more songs about love, clearly, than time, but time is popular. So relaxing. There's that warning again that I can't enjoy anything because I've got to get back to work. All right, let's go out and play Pete Johns' song, Murdering Time. And I hope today or sometime this week you can find a little time to do something good for yourself, because that's the most important thing. In those moments of time when there is a break in the fucking chaos and the stupidity of the world that is, every day and every kind of moment, there's orange people sucking here and the people, everyone telling you we need your attention over here. I hope the small moments of time that you get over the next week or whenever, that you enjoy them, savor them, no matter what it is. Jerking off, watching porn, I don't care, whatever it is that you do, please enjoy those moments, because as soon as you come back to reality, guess who's waiting for you? A whole bunch of yelling people telling you to be scared. Yay. because we can't get enough of that, can we? It's working so well. All right, let's do it. This is Pete Johns. The song's called Murdering Time. And apparently, Pete is a serial killer towards time. I love it. All right, do what makes you happy, folks. Mistakes make you better. We'll all rise together. And I'll see you tomorrow when we take a look at this brand new sound pack called Deus Ex Machina Figura. Say that 8 times fast. Yeah? We're looking at this tomorrow. It's great. It's wicked. Okay. Let's Oj. See you tomorrow. Boom.
Only sense is the darkness. Only feeling the pain. Only time is behind me. Don't have nothing to gain. At the end of my tether, only one thing to do. I'm murdering time to save myself and others from the thoughts in my mind. I'm murdering time, so I don't end up taking a life. Murdering time. I dream of someday when all my thoughts return to me. Till then I won't stray, for I can't trust myself at all. These thoughts in my head, they spin around like carousel. I may be violent, but I just keep it to myself.
Pete Johns is up next with Your Music Live. I'll dump you over there so you can go. Have a good time. See you, folks.